Dragon Athletics Live, presented by the Carroll Athletic Booster Club, is sponsored tonight by Hearst Autoplex, the Tommy Pennington Group, DX Electric, Patriot Mobile, and Dragon Pride, powered by Southlake Style. Now here's your host, the broadcast voice of the Carroll Dragons, Chuck Kelly.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to week one of Dragon Athletics Live. And we are live from the Feedstore in Southlake, and there is a good crowd here this evening, and we want you to make this a part of what you do each month, because we're going to have so much fun over the next few weeks, next few months, I should say, during the school year, talking about Dragon Athletics. And why are we doing this? Why are we having this show? Because we're good. And we enjoy coming and talking about it. No, I'm just kidding. No, there's a lot of success, and there's a lot of things that we need to talk about, and there's a lot of sports that we need to talk about in the Carroll ISD, and we will certainly be bringing you that again over the few upcoming months. Now, we have special sponsors who have been a part of this to get it underway, and of course, thanks to the Carroll Athletic Booster Club, Bill Webb, and of course, Athletic Director Steve Kiesler, helping to get behind this project, and of course, our advertising partners, Tommy Pennington Group at Compass Real Estate, Hearst Autoplex, Patriot Mobile, and DX Electric Company, along with Southlake Style. And of course, we're hosted here at the Feedstore BBQ, so if you come out and you're a part of the crowd, you have a chance not only to get great food when you come and be a part of the show, but you also get a chance to win prizes. We're going to do that during breaks. Jay Armstrong has arrived, so that means we are good to go. We are ready to get this one started. Dragon Athletics Live is on the air, and we are going to begin week one. We've got 4 sports that we're going to be talking to. A lot of those coming up over the next hour, but we're going to start right off the top because there's a big football game coming up on Friday night, the bi-district opener. The Dragons taking on the Louisville Fighting Farmers, and right now we are very pleased to be joined by the offensive coordinator for the Carroll Dragons, Marshall Williams, and also R.J. Mickens, defensive back, and the big fella, the center, Addison Penn, joins us here tonight. So, guys, let's jump right in. Marshall, by the way, filling in. You had to go to the right-hand man. Head coach Riley Dodge is at the all-district meetings tonight, so you get called in. I hope you're ready. Those are big shoes to fill.
Ready.
Playoffs are here. We've been messing around for 5 weeks. I say that from the media standpoint, but I know for you guys it's one game at a time and all that. So you got through district, second straight 10-0 year. It's playoff time. What's the feeling like for this team?
Well, we have three goals each year, and to win a district title is the first one. The practice on Thanksgiving's the second one, and then ultimately a state championship. But you know, it's 2 years in a row we've taken care of our first goal, and our kids are extremely driven every day. It's an absolute joy to go to practice every day. We have a great mix of coaches that just enjoy being around these kids, and I think it's the energy that our head coach, Coach Dodge, brings every day, and having a great mix of coaches that love working with these kids and coming to work every day, and just the kids feed off it. And it's just been a lot of fun for the last, since I've been here for the last 2 years.
Well, it's fun when you're winning, and you've won a whole lot over the last 2 years. One thing I've noticed, having done Dragon football for 17 years, this culture that has been here, particularly when Coach Dodge took over the last 2 years, it's just an awesome vibe. And do you have an idea of what it is? As a coach, can you put it into words why that vibe exists?
Well, spending my first, I don't know how many years coaching against the Dragons, I tell you, it wasn't very fun. And you got to experience it from the outside looking in. And now that I'm here for the last 2 years, I really feel like it's from Coach Dodge and what the energy he brings. But we have 150 kids, 200 kids in our program that really are more concerned about the success of everyone else besides himself. We had a great guest speaker today, Corey Proctor, former Dallas Cowboy offensive lineman. And he talked about the word sacrifice. And these guys do an unbelievable job every single day, whether it be walking through the hallways at practice, what they do for each other during a football game. These kids don't worry about what they do individually. They truly worry about the success of the team.
Having seen from the outside, and now, as you said, coming to the inside at Carroll, do you feel, or do you feed off the community, off the school, the things that just seem to be what makes Carroll great? Do you feel it as you go to work each day?
There's an expectation every day. There's an expectation about how you are in the hallways, what's expected of you as a teacher, as a coach, as an adult of authority figure. I mean, and the kids respect that. The community is unbelievable. It's not small, but it has a small town feel. And it's a testament to the parents in this community about how these kids, when they walk in the hallways, they have an expectation. It's an expectation that's brought into the household. It's going to be continued all through the school and through the all the extracurricular activities they're going to be involved with athletically and everything else that goes with being a Dragon. And what you're going to do, you're going to do to the best of your ability. And that's what's expected by those kids, and that's what's expected by us.
Dragon Athletics Live on the air. We're off and rolling. Marshall Williams, the offensive coordinator, and also two players. That's going to kind of be the theme tonight. We got a coach and a couple of players coming in. And from the football side, the sitter, Addison Penn, the safety, R.J. Mickens, both these guys heading to ACC teams next year. We'll get to that in a moment. But first, Addie, let's start with you. It's playoff time. Could it get here soon enough? What has the last 5 weeks been like waiting on the playoffs to get here?
Well, we try to not look at our opponent too much, more so look at ourselves and see every week how we can get better. So we haven't really been taking any weeks off ever since, the Guy win was obviously a big win. But our focus after that was just getting better every week, and now it's time to show off what we've been working for.
They've got you trained well. I mean, you've been big favorites the last 5 games, but you keep it in perspective.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Coach tells us not to look ahead, be where our feet are. So I think just being a mature football team, we know to just take every opponent equally and really just focus on yourself throughout the week. And then Friday will come and you'll play how you prepared.
RJ, for you, missing earlier part of the year, coming back from that injury you had and 7-on-7 and getting back to play, it's almost like halfway through the season for you. You've got a lot of tread left on your senior tires. So what's this been like for you getting back in, acclimated, and getting ready to play?
It was hard to watch my teammates have fun the first 5 or so weeks, me being on the sideline. But the past 5 weeks have been great, and playoffs is looking pretty good for us.
Talk about the feeling for you guys as Dragon players, and again, something special. I was talking about Coach Williams a couple of years ago. As Coach Dodge took over, you guys have been here for a long time. You've been part of the Dragon tradition. What's it like for a player putting on that Dragon helmet and getting to represent not only the school but the city?
It's a ton of pride in this program, and Coach Dodge does a good job bringing no fear to this program. And people have a lot of fun now, and there's truly no fear. Guys flying around having fun, not making any mistakes.
Addie is kind of the anchor of that line, and again, a lot of good ones up there on the offensive side. You're not the only one with Andre and of course Barrasso, and then your guards with Price and Robbie Rochester. This offensive line has just been so devastating this year. I mean, you made it possible for a freshman running back to have these huge games, huge numbers, and how have you done that? I mean, you guys have just seemed like you put it all together this year. So what's it been like from your perspective?
Yeah, it really all starts with our preparation. Even before the season, we have worked hard in the weight room, so now we're all pretty physically dominating dudes. And then in the season, we work hard every week, and we study our opponent's film tape a lot. Coach Smith does a great job coaching us up. He's definitely great. He's a great O-line coach. He's taught me everything I know about it. So by the time we get to the game, I feel a lot of times we're just better prepared than the D-line.
Marshall, talking to these guys here, Addie seems like a businessman, very serious, just straight to the point. RJ, he's a little more loose, kind of out there. What kind of guys are these?
Our kids have no problem having fun, I assure you. We try to stay light. It's the high school experience. We have a lot of guys on staff that played college level, and some guys that coach at the college level, and a lot's changed where once you leave high school, it becomes a business. And when you leave the ACC schools or the SEC schools that these guys are going to go to, and if they're fortunate enough to go, I mean, the stock of poker goes up as far as the business level, and so we never allow ourselves to forget what this is about. This is about the most pure pure football that they're going to experience, and it's the last go of it. And so these guys know I don't want to say they're trained, but maybe they are trained. When they go to practice, when they cross the white line, and a former boss of mine used to tell, it described it really well. It's called the perfect schizophrenic nature of being an athlete, and that is in the hallways they're going to be a certain way, in the classroom they're going to be a certain way, when they're with their friends out in the community they're going to be a certain way, they're going to be kids, they're going to enjoy themselves. But when it's time to cross the white line, there's a lot of kids that we have that are unbelievably great young men, but when they get across that white line, it's like something changes, and that's something that you can't always coach, or you can't. We just have it right now, and so we encourage it, and as long as it doesn't create any type of penalties or anything like that, we're good to go.
Eddie, talk about how you do life off the football field. What do you enjoy when you're not playing football?
Life outside of football is pretty simple. Well, right now, during the season, we're pretty busy, so I just take the weekends to just pretty much hang out with friends and play video games, like normal stuff teenagers would do.
But beyond that, once football season's over, I mean, we've got hopefully 6 more games to go, but, I mean, what keeps you busy when you're not doing that?
Let me think.
RJ, help him out. What are you doing?
What do you do?
During the season, I have a whole lot of time. I spend time during the season with family and friends. Fish and hunt a little bit on the weekends. If we get a couple days off, I'll go out with like some of my friends and fish or something. And then off season, it's just training, getting ready for the season pretty much. And we have a little more free time in the off season, so it's fun.
You, Addison, are going to Boston College. RJ, you're going to Clemson. Briefly tell us about how you made those decisions and what sold you on those schools.
Well, for me, BC, whenever I got the offer, I knew I was looking to go to a school that had good academics, so it stood out to me. And then as I got to know the school better, I realized, how much they love O-linemen there, and, the head coach, Coach Adazio, is an O-line guy, and the whole culture there is kind of like running the football and producing O-linemen. So from a football standpoint, it really appealed to me. So it just kind of checked all the boxes for me.
It's cold there, right?
Oh, I know. I'm getting ready for
You
it.
gotta shovel snow? You gonna get out and do some of that?
I have to get used to it. I've been practicing in this cold weather with no undershirt, so I've been getting used to it.
RJ, Clemson, you just told us this story on the pregame show recently, but for those who didn't get to hear it, how did you land there?
I just felt like that was somewhere I needed to be, and going up there 8 or so times, I saw the family aspect of the program, and they actually care a whole lot about the players, and facilities are great. The food's top of the line. Facilities are the best in the business. Dabo, he's a great guy. Coach Sweeney takes care of his players. They treat everyone really good, and just like it, and they're doing really good right now. Pays off.
I've talked to you about this several times. Obviously, you played since you were a freshman here, but again, with a former NFLer for a dad, he didn't wear his number. You got your own number. You're going to chart your own course now. Is he going to be a big part of your moving on to college and hopefully beyond?
Of course, my dad definitely helps me prepare and stuff, and he's taught me almost everything I know. But I just felt like I didn't want to be in the shadow so much. All the success he's had, I wanted to have my own, and started that by changing the number. I was 24 going up, and then I changed to 10. I just liked it, and it's been that ever since.
Obvious guy question here. Have you already talked about it? Because we're talking BC, Clemson, they play each other. That's ACC. That big boy could be coming out looking for you, RJ. You going to be able to take care of him, Maddie, if he's on the other side wearing that other uniform?
If he comes in the box.
You saying he wouldn't, huh?
Nah, yeah, he wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, I like blitzing a lot because a lot of linemen don't have the speed and quickness to keep up with some safeties.
Oh, it's on.
Yeah.
It's on. Okay, I'm going to get the ACC network now because I want to see when this game comes together. Gentlemen, thanks so much. I mean, good luck starting this run. I know Louisville's coming up. Going to be a tough game. Coach, quick thoughts on that one?
It's gonna be a great atmosphere. It's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be a great challenge. Like these guys said earlier, we're not really focused on, what anybody's gonna do. We gotta focus on ourselves. We gotta play fast, and we gotta stay on schedule. And we gotta play great defense, and really worry about just bringing our intensity, and we're confident we can do that.
Dragon Athletics Live, presented by the Carroll Athletic Booster Club, is sponsored tonight by Hearst Autoplex, the Tommy Pennington Group, DX Electric, Patriot Mobile, and Dragon Pride, powered by Southlake Style. Now here's your host, the broadcast voice of the Carroll Dragons, Chuck Kelly.
Greg, gentlemen, thank you so much and good luck in this game coming up. One more. Dragon Athletics Live continues from the Feedstore after this timeout.
Ourselves. When it comes to Southlake, there are two teams you can count on, the Carroll Dragons and the Tommy Pennington Group at Compass. Be sure to visit us on the web 24/7 at calltommy.com, or feel free to give us a call today at 817-416-9000. So from my Dragon family to yours,
Go Dragons!
We continue on Dragon Athletics Live here from Feedstore BBQ in Southlake. Athletic Booster Club President Bill Webb giving away some swag, some good stuff here at the Feedstore to the studio audience. If you'd like to be a part of it, you can come by here off Whitechapel in Southlake. We're going to be here on Wednesdays. And again, the next show will be coming up on Wednesday, December the 11th. That will be the next time that we come together. So you certainly want to come out and be a part of that as we bring you Dragon Athletics Live here to talk about all kinds of things going on in the Carroll sports hierarchy. And of course, we started with football, and we're not gonna pause there. We're gonna move right on to the next sport and get going as we welcome aboard our volleyball contingent, including Coach Teresa Dunn, Madeline Grunza, Maddie the caller, and Annabelle Smith, a couple of signees. We'll talk about that in a moment. They're going to some big-time schools. So for those, again, that are just tuning in, this is Dragon Athletics Live. Teresa Dunn, head coach, thanks for coming by and spending some time with us. You guys just wrapped up season, second round defeat to Mansfield, but another good year. This team has been to the regionals last 3 years and going a couple of rounds this season. So kind of put a lid on this year. What was that like for the club this year? I know you want to go a little bit further, but all in all, a good season?
Absolutely. You know, you always think that state's the ultimate goal. But I know last year we graduated 8 seniors, and I think kind of everybody was counting us out, not necessarily to finish as well in the district or go as far in the playoffs as we did. And so that was kind of our MO going through off season and through much of this season about proving people wrong. So it was, I mean, I definitely think this team proved a lot of people wrong in the sense of the good things that we did, the teams that we competed with, and things like that.
Now, some of the things we're going to be talking about in Dragons Athletic Live is just to kind of introduce you to some of these teams that if you may not follow them, you may need to learn a bit about them. Of course, football is the marquee sport here in Southlake. Baseball is well known, and so many other teams that have been a part of what has captured the Lone Star Cup that we just saw at the football game a couple weeks ago. But you know, everybody being a part of it. So volleyball, kind of talk to us a little bit here, Teresa, about the sport itself, and here in Southlake they've been very, very successful. Got a lot of good teams that we talked about come throughout the years, but where is volleyball right now at Carroll as far as a tradition, as far as one of the teams?
You know, I think volleyball is a sport that is always evolving, and we do run the problem with competing with football in the fall just because that is, I mean, it's Texas, that's huge, and that's, it's kind of the thing. But I will say, as far as volleyball goes, Southlake Carroll is right up there in the tradition and the richness in how far they go in playoffs and the place that they make in district. I do think that volleyball is talked across the area. It's just a little quieter than football.
What about on the national stage? I mean, a lot of these colleges have huge volleyball programs, and of course there's beach volleyball too. So do players that play in one play in the other? How does that work?
Beach volleyball is something that has really taken off within probably the last 5 to 7 years, and you're starting to see kids do both. And some kids are kind of making the decision to specialize in one over the other, but I know that I've got a couple players in my program that want to do both, and I do think that we are nationally recognized because of the kids within the program. You know, we've got a senior that just signed today to go to Stanford, and I've got another senior that's going to Old Dominion. I've got 2 other seniors that are possibly looking to play, and then below that I have a junior that's committed to Minnesota. So top nationally ranked teams that, you know, my kids are committed to, that I think that it's going to continue to keep getting better in this area.
The players that come with Coach Dunn tonight, a pair of seniors, Maddie Grunza and Annabelle Smith, as she mentioned, just signing today. Annabelle signing with Stanford, Madeline with Old Dominion, so some college volleyball in the future. Annabelle, we'll start with you, a middle blocker on the team. What was that like, getting the call to potentially go to Stanford? I mean, no dummies. I couldn't get into Stanford. I mean, you got to have some brains to go there. So how did all that work out?
Yeah, so it was always my dream school because there's a lot of schools that are highly ranked in volleyball, and then there's not so many that are highly ranked in volleyball and academically. So it's kind of always that school that I was wanted to be recruited by. And then finally when I got the call, it just kind of all worked out. Really exciting.
How much did it help you going to an academic school like Carroll Senior High, where people take it so seriously? I mean, you're like probably, the top 5% of the class. I mean, it kind of got you ready, didn't it?
Yes, for sure. Like one thing that definitely helped me being from Carroll is that my coach called me and he said, you have to have 5 AP classes this year. And I was like, no problem, Carroll, that's okay. We're fine. And I know at other schools, they would not, some students would not be prepared for that course load, but Carroll definitely prepared me.
What is your memory as you look back in your high school career of Carroll? What were some of the high points that you experienced?
So last year we won a nail biter at Waxahachie in 5 sets in the 3rd round. It's probably like my most favorite volleyball game I've ever played. And academically, I'm a part of CMA, and I've been with these same 50-ish classmates the whole 4 years, so it's just really cool to be in the same classes.
Outstanding. Okay. Well, Maddie Grunza, again heading to Old Dominion. Now, you're supposed to be kind of the quiet one, so I hope you'll talk to us a little bit here. Tell us about how you wound up at ODU.
So in the beginning of my recruiting process, I play club volleyball as well as school volleyball. And in the beginning, I wasn't really getting a lot of attention towards different colleges just because it's really difficult to get yourself out there sometimes. And so my recruiter at TAV, he reached out to a couple of schools for me, and ODU just happened to be one. And I fell in love with the school. I visited a couple times, and I love the coaching staff and all the teammates. And the class of 2020 is actually the very beginnings, it'll be the very start of a volleyball program at ODU, so I'm super excited about that.
How do you describe your time at Carroll? You were on the JV as a freshman and have worked your way up, so what's your memory of your time at Carroll?
I remember being a little freshman, and I was super shy, and everybody was so incredibly welcoming for me, and including Coach Dunn and all of the seniors who graduated. I grew a lot as a person and a player, and I learned to love everybody on the teams. And so when I got moved up to varsity, I kind of was comfortable with that because of everybody on JV with me, and I just overall love the program and everybody in it.
And Coach Dunn, I believe, is a very important figure in your life, correct?
Correct.
Kind of describe that a little bit.
Coach Dunn, she's like a mom to me. I absolutely love her. I look to her when I have problems in my life, and she's just totally open to me, and she helps me with anything that I could possibly talk to her about. So I love her in that way and every other way.
Standing. Well, it sounds like, Coach, that these 2 girls, representative of your team, but they got something going on here. And I know as you look at them, you must be bursting with pride to see where they're going.
Absolutely. You know, I was an assistant here their freshman year, and I went away during their sophomore year, and I came back for their junior and senior, and just to see the growth as human beings that they have had, not necessarily as volleyball players, because I always knew that they were going to be great and they were going to commit to the best university for them, but to see them grow as people is probably the most rewarding thing of the job. You know, the wins are great. Those are bonuses. But to see them to be good people and good, you know, citizens in the community, like that's been probably the most rewarding thing for me, because I've seen a lot of growth out of these two. And I mean, much of the other girls in this program, they are great people first, volleyball players second.
Now, girls, I've got to ask you this because you've watched Coach Dunn now for a while, and you've probably seen her style, and I don't know if you model or not, but I want to hear about your coaching these kids' rec teams. What kind of coaches are you, and what do you see?
You can go first.
Well, I had a team, their 12U team this year, and not gonna lie, we were not the best, but I kind of like took how Coach Dunn would like encourage us, maybe when we're like down a set, and I like took that positive mental attitude. And also, we do this thing in practice. If a ball drops, we have to run lines, and so I also adopted that for my 12U team.
Wow. That's
no
lovely.
Breaks.
All right, so that's Annabelle's story. Maddie, what about you?
So I coached a 10U team this year.
Wow.
And they were just absolutely the sweetest. I love them all. But we also weren't the best. We ended up winning one game out of like the 7 that we played. Coming from Coach Dunn and being on her team, I kind of went to them, and like if we lost a game, I was like, it's okay guys, we're gonna get better, we're gonna practice, and we're gonna make sure that no balls drop. And if we do, we're gonna run too, just because you have to teach them when they're little. It's just like discipline, and you have to get better when you're little, so you grow up and be a better player. But yeah, it was really fun, and I feel like I've grown as a person coaching little girls.
I heard it was kind of interesting when you were down 2 sets to Mansfield that Coach had some pretty serious words for you. You remember what that was like at the huddle? It's like, we didn't come here. Didn't come here this far.
I didn't drive 25 minutes to get my butt kicked in 3, so.
And they came back and played really well.
They absolutely did.
They really did. Well, bright future. You got a lot of people coming back. I mean, next season's going to be awesome, you would think, right?
Absolutely. You know, we do lose a lot in the 4 seniors that we had on the floor for us this year, but we did have a lot of bright, young faces on the floor with us at the same time. So I do think there's a lot of growth. I do think there's a lot of great to come for Southlake volleyball.
Well, you guys continued success, and especially at Stanford, at ODU, and I wish you the best, and thanks for coming by tonight. It's been outstanding. Learned a little bit about Carroll volleyball, and we'll be talking about it more in the future. Thank you so much to Coach Teresa Dunn, to Maddie Grunza, and Annabelle Smith. So we will take a timeout here on Dragon Athletics Live from the Feedstore BBQ in Southlake. 2 more sports to go. We'll have more coming up. Stick around.
Hi, I'm Wendy Sipple with the Carroll Athletic Booster Center. The CABC Dragon Den is your first stop for all your Dragon spirit wear needs. Run by parent volunteers, 100% of the proceeds benefit student athletes in grades 7 through 12. The Dragon Den isn't just a spirit shop, it's a curated boutique offering exclusive clothing designs and an array of gift ideas for all occasions. We are proud to support and promote local businesses through our consignment relationships. This allows us to carry unique items that are not available in other shops. Our vendors carefully craft items that you and your friends will enjoy giving and receiving. We've decked our halls with holiday finery. Stop in to see what's new this week at the CABC Dragon Den located at Dragon Stadium. We'll be open Tuesdays through Fridays at 11 to 2 through December 18th. Remember, shop the Dragon Den first and support the Dragons.
Carroll Dragon's biggest fan here, Tommy Pennington. For over 17 years, the Tommy Pennington Group has been the go-to real estate team when it comes time to buy or sell. When it comes to Southlake, there are 2 teams you can count on, the Carroll Dragons and the Tommy Pennington Group at Compass. Be sure to visit us on the web 24/7 at calltommy.com, or feel free to give us a call today at 817-416-9000. So from my Dragon family to yours,
Go Dragon!
Hey everybody, this is Brees Higgins over at Hearst Autoplex. Wanted to invite you out to come check out the all-new 2020 Mitsubishi Outlander. If you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, we have over 250 used cars to choose from, everything from cars, trucks, SUVs, and everything in between. Come on by and see me, located at 240 Northeast Loop 820, or shop us online 24/7 at HurstAutoplex.com.
Patriot Mobile provides nationwide cell phone service to Americans all across the U.S. It was founded and is owned by local Dragons fighting to protect the values we enjoy today. A portion of each bill you pay is used to support veterans, active military, and first responders, as well as organizations protecting our religious freedom. If you're using a big mobile carrier, they are giving to causes that may not align with the family values you as a Dragon community fight daily to keep for our children to enjoy. It's easy to switch to Patriot Mobile. Call our U.S.-based team right here in Texas at 877-367-7524 or visit us online at patriotmobile.com. Mention promo code DRAGONS and get up to 2 activation fees waived. Support locally owned Patriot Mobile. Call 877-367-7524 or visit patriotmobile.com. Proud supporters of Dragons.
Feedstore BBQ here in Southlake. It is Dragon Athletics Live as we roll through a couple more sports coming up. We've heard from football, we've heard from volleyball, and if you'd like to come out and be a part of this, you can absolutely do it each month. We're going to have it. Next up will be December 11th. It'll be Wednesday night. You come out here to Feedstore, and we will have live studio audience. You've heard here tonight, and chances to win a lot of prizes from our advertisers and some other folks that are involved with this. And, of course, we thank the Carroll Athletic Booster Club and, of course, Athletic Director Steve Kiesler being a big part of this and getting it together and getting it on the air. Tommy Pennington Group at Compass Real Estate, Hearst Autoplex, Patriot Mobile, DX Electric Company, and Southlake Style all also bringing you this program. Well, let's turn to tennis, as it was just completed here recently. And, well, a pretty good year on the tennis courts, making it all the way to state. First time there. We're joined by Coach Corey Aldridge and a couple of his team captains, Gino French and Kelly Coons. And, man, let's talk about this season, Corey. It was one that was for the record books. 7 years to the regional finals, first time to state. How do you put a lid on this season?
Well, let's see, this is my 15th year in the district, and like you said, that was our 7th year to make it to the regional finals. We've been in the toughest region so far, typically in Texas, and this year to finally get over that hump and win the region was special. So these two guys here with me, they were obviously a big key, being senior captains, but really helping cultivate that leadership to make this year different from previous.
Describe team tennis to someone who may not know. Even a term that I heard that you mentioned makes me think, wow, I wish Major League Baseball was like this. Best of 19. There'd be a lot of games. That's how it's set up. So how does it go to win a match where you're competing at state or wherever you may be?
Well, tennis is really kind of a cool dynamic. It's the only sport that I know of where boys and girls actually compete together and against one another. We have you have a boys side, you have 6 boys singles, you have 6 girls singles, you have 3 boys doubles, 3 girls doubles, and then 1 mixed doubles team that plays. And so that's, if you count it all up, that's the best. That's 19 matches, and whoever wins at least 10 of those is deemed the dual winner. And so it's really, like I said, it's kind of cool dynamic with mixing the teams together, the boys and the girls, and the cheering and all that good stuff. From a coaching standpoint, it's really cool. Sometimes you get these hormones, these boys and girls going at the same time, and sometimes that's been challenging. but over the years, we've learned how to handle it. So it's pretty cool.
Well, usually guys are hard-driven and rah-rah, and girls might be a little more easygoing and things like that. I would think that would really be a wild dynamic sometimes.
It has been, and we've got a great assistant coach. We've had great assistant coaches in the years past. It's always been females, and I let them handle the girls on certain things, and we complement each other well on certain things. So,
what makes a great tennis player?
Great tennis player. Well, there's several different things. You hear it. In golf, you hear it in most sports. Is the mental game is extremely difficult, and we come across a lot of good athletes like all our sports here in Southlake. But one thing that I think that separates the Southlake athlete from maybe some other areas is their mental toughness. And I think the mental toughness sometimes is what kind of carries us, pushes us to a different level as opposed to some other areas. So.
Kelly Coons, one of the captains on the team. We're going to go ladies first here. So, Gino, hang on.
It's fun.
Kelly, you at State won your doubles, also competed in the singles as well. Now, you moved here from Chicago. So, I mean, a little bit different weather, a little bit different situation there. What brought you here and kind of compare where you came from in tennis there and what you're playing here in Southlake?
So, my dad's job is why we moved here. It's kind of different from Chicago because theirs is more like our spring season where it's like individual events where there's like 3 girls doubles, 3 singles, and that's how like what makes up the team. And here is all the team together, and then spring is more like Chicago. And so I like it here a lot better though because it's like more of a team aspect, and in the spring there's like is more individual, like focusing on yourself. So. Well,
now you play. I heard Coach mention mixed doubles. Now you've played mixed doubles, haven't you?
Yes, I played in that in the spring.
And you're not afraid of playing against the dudes. Now what's that like? I mean, aren't they bringing it a little bit?
Yeah, of course they're gonna go at the girls because they're typically like the weaker player, but you just gotta be ready for what they're gonna bring at you. So. Yeah.
What was your interest in tennis? What got you started, and what's your development been like?
Well, I first started tennis because that's what my mom played. So it was always a fun experience playing with her. So that's what got me started.
Wow. Okay. Well, Gino, captain on the boys team, you won your singles and doubles match at State. Now, you got the white hair going there.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a little playoff action there, state tournament action. Is that the same thing basically as what the football players do? You dye it for that, or is that your
I mean,
look?
it's a little different. I wouldn't say it's like essentially just because we made State. It's more like I don't know. It's kind of hard to put it. I pretty much only did it because this is the first year we've ever made State. I can't let that go to waste my senior year. Can't just leave my hair black. Who does that?
So people say you have a crazy personality. What's that mean?
Well, I've never heard anyone say that. So.
Come on now.
I don't know. I guess I like talking a lot. I don't know if that counts as crazy, but every time we have a pep rally, I'm typically the one to go up there and say a few words. That might constitute as crazy. Who knows?
That's what you're saying. What are you saying, Coach? He's an introvert?
Yeah, just the opposite. He's the funny one.
So your style of play, Coach told me, Gino, that you're crafty. You play angles, kind of a slicer and dicer. So if you would, describe how you attack the opponent.
Yeah, a lot of times people think tennis is just who can hit a winner first, who can hit the ball past their opponent, but that's not always the case. Like even if you watch ping pong, I'd say bring up ping pong, but even if you watch ping pong, they use so many different spins. The goal is not to hit a winner. The goal is to make the opponent miss, right? So if you hit like some crazy side spin, opponent doesn't even realize, they just go for a shot. It's just going to bounce off their racket, go right out. So that's what I like to do. I like to keep it low, come to the net, try to trick my opponent up like that. Because I'm not the strongest guy. I hate to admit it, but.
So Kelly, what's in your looking ahead in your tennis future? What do you have in front of you?
I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm trying to look to continue my career in tennis, and so we'll see what's ahead.
What are you interested in, like in school or in life? What do you do when you're hanging out, when you're not playing tennis? Tell us a little bit about you. What do you do?
Well, I like spending time with friends and relaxing at home, spending time with my family as well. But tennis is a big aspect in my life, so. Yeah.
So we're going to continue to pursue that. Gino, what about you? What do you do when you're not playing tennis?
That's pretty rare, honestly, but if I'm not playing tennis, I'm probably at home, so, sleep is big for me.
So I got to ask you about a story, your freshman year, and it had to do with grapes.
Oh, my God.
Freshman year and grapes.
Yeah.
Gino, tell us the story.
Okay, supposedly there were 2 of us, but there were actually 3, but we'll leave the third guy out. Me and my friend Ryan, we were in the locker room during a match. I think we were winning by a pretty reasonable margin, so we were just messing around. Every match we have like a big cooler full of fruit, and there just happened to be grapes on that day, and we were just like throwing them in the locker room and just being freshmen. And after that match, was at home. You know, I was in bed. Check my phone. I see a message from Coach. He says, "Whoever threw these grapes in the locker room is gonna get it," or something like that. And that was probably the scariest night of my life, to be honest.
Coach, can you confirm that?
Yes. Well, it took some time, though, actually. It took some time before he actually fessed up. As a freshman, the only freshman on the team, I honestly did not think it was this guy. But anyway, and so I'll never let this guy live that down. It was pretty funny at the time.
There you go.
So, for some people.
You guys, with all the success that you've had, you're going to have more coming in the future. I'm sure you're looking forward to next year.
Absolutely. We're going to be losing these two guys, and it's tough to replace them. But we started 4 freshmen this year, and we got some kiddos coming in. So hopefully we don't miss a beat.
Thanks so much for the visit. We certainly enjoyed it.
Thanks, Chuck. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you all. That is tennis coach Corey Aldridge, Gino French, and Kelly Coombs, couple of captains on the Dragon tennis team. A timeout here in Dragon Athletics Live continues. Got another sport to talk about next. Stick around from the Feedstore in Southlake.
Hi, I'm Wendy Sipple with the Carroll Athletic Booster Club. The CABC Dragon Den is your first stop for all your Dragon spiritwear needs. Run by parent volunteers, 100% of the proceeds benefit student athletes in grades 7 through 12. The Dragon Den isn't just a spirit shop, it's a curated boutique offering exclusive clothing designs and an array of gift ideas for all occasions. We are proud to support and promote local businesses through our consignment relationships. This allows us to carry unique items that are not available in other shops. Our vendors carefully craft items that you and your friends will enjoy giving and receiving. We've decked our halls with holiday finery. Stop in to see what's new this week at the CABC Dragon Den located at Dragon Stadium. We'll be open Tuesdays through Fridays at 11 to 2 through December 18th. Remember, shop the Dragon Den first and support the Dragons.
Hey everybody, this is Brees Higgins over at Hearst Autoplex. Wanted to invite you out to come check out the all-new 2020 Mitsubishi Outlander. If you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, we have over 250 used cars to choose from, everything from cars, trucks, SUVs, and everything in between. Come on by and see me, located at 240 Northeast Loop 820, or shop us online 24/7 at HearstAutoplex.com.
Patriot Mobile provides nationwide cell phone service to Americans all across the U.S. It was founded and is owned by local Dragons fighting to protect the values we enjoy today. A portion of each bill you pay is used to support veterans, active military, and first responders, as well as organizations protecting our religious freedom. If you're using a big mobile carrier, they are giving to causes that may not align with the family values you as a Dragon community fight daily to keep for our children to enjoy. It's easy to switch to Patriot Mobile. Call our U.S.-based team right here in Texas at 877-367-7524 or visit us online at patriotmobile.com. Mention promo code DRAGONS and get up to 2 activation fees waived. Support locally owned Patriot Mobile. Call 877-367-7524 or visit patriotmobile.com. Proud supporters of Dragons.
Hello, Southlake. Carroll Dragon's biggest fan here, Tommy Pennington. For over 17 years, the Tommy Pennington Group has been the go-to real estate team when it comes time to buy or sell. When it comes to Southlake, there are 2 teams you can count on, the Carroll Dragons and the Tommy Pennington Group at Compass. Be sure to visit us on the web 24/7 at calltommy.com or feel free to give us a call today at 817-416-9000. So from my Dragon family to yours,
Go Dragons!
We continue from Feedstore BBQ here in Southlake as we bring you Dragon Athletics Live. It is the first week as we unroll this. Week number 1 as we talk Dragon sports. So far we've talked football, we've talked tennis, we've talked volleyball, and we keep the momentum rolling because now it is time to talk cross country. And that, if you know anything about Carroll Athletics, that is one that's bordering on the D word. Dynasty, as Carroll has certainly dominated that over the past several years. And again, with state championships coming both sides. the 5th for the boys, the 8th for the girls. You just look up cross country state championship. It happens. Justin Leonard is the head coach who joins me here along with Nate Lannon, a senior, and Jenna Holland, a senior. As we talk about cross country, well, Justin, let's talk about those state championships. Everyone's goal as you start the season, and lo and behold, it's in your hip pocket now. What kind of journey was that to get there?
You know, it was a long journey. It was a fun journey. It was a great ride. This senior class did a spectacular job all year of kind of keeping the goal in front of them. And not only that, it just being leaders and getting the other kids to buy in and follow the whole time. And we always say there's a price tag on it. So we feel like we know what it takes to win a state championship. And it's up to us, and it's up to the seniors, and it's up to underclassmen to kind of pay that price each day in practice year-round to be able to meet the standard. And they held kids accountable, and it was a great journey, and it was a really special day. It was one of those ones that will stick with you forever, just seeing the kids, the way they competed, the way they laid it on the line. And then the best part for us coaching staff is to be able to sit back and watch their faces and see them celebrate all their hard work paying off. That was really special for us to be able to witness that.
For a Dragon fan sitting at home and saying, okay, cross country means running to me, running a long ways. Okay, well, simple enough. But what are the parameters of cross country? Is it the same distance every time? Is it the same terrain that you're on? What are the parameters?
So the parameters for cross country in the state of Texas, we race a 5K, and that's both boys and girls. Some meets we go to, it's a 3-mile, but we compete for district, and the state meets 5,000 meters. So the terrain varies. Some meets are, like our meet that we host is around soccer fields, and then some meets we go to, it's there's hills, different terrain, it can be muddy. So it varies from course to course, and so that's why we like to travel and go and run at different places to kind of get used to the different environments.
With the boys having gone to state 12 years, the girls have gone to state 23 years at Carroll. Again, the D word gets thrown around, dynasty. What has made this the place for great cross country?
I attribute to the kids, but also I really think it's the community. It's really parent driven as well. I always say that the parents here in Southlake are successful, and they're successful for a reason because they're driven, they're self-starters, and they want their kids to be driven and self-starters as well. So they allow us to be able to coach their kids, and they allow us to be able to push them so that they can be successful as well. So they're getting it from the coaches, and they're getting it from the parents at home, and that's the norm. That's the expectation, is to be a hard worker. And so having that and being able to do what we do and being allowed to do that's what makes Carroll special, in my opinion.
Nate Lannon, a senior on the boys' side, of course, of the cross-country team. One of 3 boys ever to be on varsity all 4 years of his career. What does that mean to you? There hadn't been hardly anyone. In fact, 2 others, and now you're one of those. What does that mean to you?
Well, sir, I just have a lot of respect for a lot of the guys that have come through the program before, so it really means a lot to me to be able to continue a legacy like that and really show the younger guys what it takes through hard work and dedication to really achieve something like that. So I'm just really proud to be able to say it.
When did you get into cross country, and what piqued your interest?
So when I was in middle school, I ran the district meet, and that was the only cross country meet that I ran. And Coach Leonard came up and talked to me after, and I told him that I wanted to play football. And I played football my freshman year and cross country at the same time. I would wake up before football practice, and then I'd go run about 5 or 6 miles, and then I'd go to football practice. And ever since then, I made varsity, and I just started to fall in love with cross country, and I've been doing it ever since.
People that hate exercise because you don't want to run long distances just can't get this whole theory of cross country, and yet you guys just do it with such ease. Has it always come easy to you that I'm going to go run for a few miles? It's fine with me.
Personally, the only thing that turns me off to cross country is the monotony. I've never really been turned off by the pain. I've been more attracted to it than anything. But I guess not a lot of people can relate to that. But I guess it just takes a special type of person. And I think a lot of the people in cross country are just really tough individuals who really know what it's like to work hard and really know what it's like to go after a goal.
Jenna Holland with the Carroll girls cross-country team. Really a huge success story. Really good. They found you in middle school. They knew you were going to be a good cross-country runner. If you would, describe your development when you got started and what brought you to where you are now.
I did start in middle school. I played soccer for a long time, and I went out there and I found out I kind of had a natural ability for it. So I wanted to join in high school, but it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. It's been a long journey, you know, up and down, especially last year was my lowest point, but, you know, I finally figured it out this year, and it's been really awesome.
Well, you had to battle through an injury, right, your freshman year? And
Yes.
then your sophomore, you got better. Now, listen to this, folks. As a junior, she finished 10th place in the JV district meet. As a senior, 7th place at state. Now, that's some progress. Yeah, exactly. That's worthy of some applause. How did you do that?
I really had to, like, rebuild myself and change my entire mentality. Like, last year was a pretty rough year for me, and going into track season, I knew that things had to change, and I just went and I had to rebuild my confidence and what I believed in and everything, and I really had a lot of confidence going into the summer, and I put a lot of hard work in, and my teammates helped me, and yeah.
What do you think about when you're running those distances? Do you just go on autopilot and you don't see or think about anything? Or do you have a soundtrack or something going on in your mind where you're putting in all this? Because you have to train a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's that like?
It's a combination of things. A lot of times I'll have, like, my goals in my head to keep me going and drive me. Sometimes I get a song stuck in my head. Sometimes I don't think of anything. It just kind of depends on the run.
They run around like what, Southlake, right? I've seen them running up and down the road sometimes.
A lot of laps around Bob Jones Park on the grass up there.
Gosh. Well, I mean, with you guys setting where you are, Coach, on top of the mountain, I mean, that's a dangerous place because you got a big target there. How do you maintain the excellence and the winning tradition there?
Well, I was at a middle school meet earlier today talking to kids out there, so just trying to keep the program and keep kids involved and get kids out. And main thing is just teach kids about the value of work, and they have to make the decision that I want to work hard, I want to be successful, and that's up to them to make that decision. We can lead them and show them the parameters, but once they buy into that, then they have an opportunity to be successful. So that's our goal, is just to keep it going and keep rebuilding every year.
With 16 years here and 12 as the head coach, who's the best cross-country runner that's ever come through Carroll?
That's pretty tough one. These guys are awesome.
I just need to see if you can think on your feet.
Yeah.
You did good. You did well there, sort of.
That was good.
Sort of. No, there have been a lot of good ones. Well, continued success, man. That's awesome. And with the state championships, everyone very proud. And just keep up the good work. I guess I didn't mean to tell you that, but you guys are rolling. And
we appreciate it.
Nate, Jenna, thanks so much. Appreciate coming out tonight.
Thank you.
We continue. Coming up on Dragon Athletics Live, that is the cross-country coach, Justin Leonard, Nate Lannon, and Jenna Holland here from the Feedstore in Southlake. You're listening in on the Dragon Sports app or as well on DragonSportsNetwork.com online. And we'll have more coming up. A short break, and we'll hear from a couple of special guests involved with the Carroll Athletic Program. Some things you want to hear, so don't you go away. Dragon Athletics Live continues in a moment.
Hello, Southlake. Carroll Dragons' biggest fan here, Tommy Pennington. For over 17 years, the Tommy Pennington Group has been the go-to real estate team when it comes time to buy or sell. When it comes to Southlake, there are two teams you can count on, the Carroll Dragons and the Tommy Pennington Group at Compass. Be sure to visit us on the web 24/7 at calltommy.com, or feel free to give us a call today at 817-416-9000. So from my Dragon family to yours,
Go Dragons!
Patriot Mobile provides nationwide cell phone service to Americans all across the U.S. It was founded and is owned by local Dragons fighting to protect the values we enjoy today. A portion of each bill you pay is used to support veterans, active military, and first responders, as well as organizations protecting our religious freedom. If you're using a big mobile carrier, they are giving to causes that may not align with the family values you as a Dragon community fight daily to keep for our children to enjoy. It's easy to switch to Patriot Mobile. Call our U.S.-based team right here in Texas at 877-367-7524 or visit us online at patriotmobile.com. Mention promo code DRAGONS and get up to 2 activation fees waived. Support locally owned Patriot Mobile. Call 877-367-7524 or visit patriotmobile.com. Proud supporters of Dragons.
Back for a final segment here on Dragon Athletics Live from Feedstore BBQ in Southlake here on Whitechapel Boulevard. Folks came out early tonight, got some of the delicious food that they have here at the Feedstore BBQ. If you haven't gotten those burnt ends, they serve those a couple days of the week. Man, that is some good stuff. Always like coming here to the Feed Store and enjoying Michael Favors and the staff here. They treat us like family, and they will yours as well. Huge supporters of the Carroll Dragons. Well, as mentioned, a couple of special guests, and, well, with cold weather coming up, we're going to need some cold weather gear, and the Dragon Den is a place where you're going to want to look for some merchandise there. And Wendy Sipple joins us right now to talk a little bit about that. Wendy, I get your fan club out here. I like that.
They're
I like
too
it.
nice.
I like it. Well, what's going on in the Dragon Den? A lot of great things. I see it all the time on social media and whatnot. So, hey, the floor is yours.
Well, I would just love people to come in and see what we have. We always say first stop Dragon Den before you look for anything else. I do have on, and I know this is radio, and you radio listeners can't see, but I have this really warm sweatshirt on tonight that says beat everyone. I think it works for every sport, and especially football. So come in and see it. It'll be out on the floor tomorrow, but we do put out a lot of new things every week, and we try and keep it real fresh and new. And we just want to, it's very sport general, so it doesn't say baseball, tennis, whatever. It's just Dragons. And all the proceeds from that benefit all the sports from grades 7 through 12. So we're really proud to raise money and support all the athletic programs.
How do you get a wish list or whatever? Because I know people are always saying, well, I wish we had that, or I wish I had that. I mean, how can you put that together and get all the merchandise that people want?
Well, I listen a lot. And then also I kind of go through and see, like, this sweatshirt kind of made me laugh. So if it's something that I think that would appeal to people, but I really do listen, and I have a book and I write things down and I try and go out and find things that I think people would like. I try and keep them very simple, and I think simple sells really well here for men and women. And it's just nice to find something new and different. I think that's the fun part, is the hunt, trying to think of something new. And I get to be a little more creative that way.
And Christmas is coming up. What better gift than Dragonware, right?
Yes. And in the Dragon Den, you guys may know this, but we do have consignment vendors that come in and work with us and partner with us. So we have some of their things that are Dragon and aren't Dragon. So we have everything from upcycled Louis Vuitton earrings, and we have really neat parkas and all sorts of things there. So it's not all Dragon specific. We have a good mix, and we think it's a lot of fun to come in there and shop for any occasion.
Athletic Director Steve Kiesler is also with us tonight. And Steve, man, things really rolling right now in the Carroll ISD. How cool was that a couple weeks ago to have Dr. Elza hand you that Lone Star Cup?
So special. This community deserves it. We've worked extremely hard. That's not won by one activity. It's won by a lot of people involved in that winning the Lone Star Cup. We're very fortunate. We've won it in the past here. I want to tell you that those are not easy to win, and we should be extremely proud as a community. And it was a special night for sure for a lot of people involved, and it was really cool to have all the kids on the field and celebrate that all together. That everybody was involved in that. So thank the community on that. Thank the parents for their efforts and putting people out there that allows our kids to coach them, as well as not only our athletic coaches but our academic coaches as well. So thank you for that.
Something very special I know that's on your plate and you've been working with is the Hall of Honor. And we've got some new honorees coming up. But if you would, describe that a little bit and how your involvement's there and what we're doing with the Hall of Honor.
Well, it's fortunate, I'm really coming back home, I guess is what I would call it. I was here and coached here in 94 to 2004. And during that time, obviously, we're very, very fortunate as a community to have so many unbelievable athletes and fans and coaches that have come through this school district. And part of coming back here is like protecting our tradition and expecting excellence. And we want to make sure, it's real important to me that we make sure that we hold on to that. And I think that's one of the things that is so special about this place. And so we had a Dragon Council that had worked on that and put about approximately about 30 people in the Hall of Honor, and we're just going to try to take it from there and make it better. And we actually have a board of directors now, and we are going to have a banquet. It's going to be January 25th, and the class of 2019 will be inducted that night, and we're really, really excited about that. So we encourage everybody to come out for that. That would be really special. We also are going to add, we've asked our head coaches to select a group of two kids that are part of their program that will be our athletic ambassadors, and we're gonna bring them into that and help greet people and check people in and serve people, and really a community service, because at the end of the day, I want our young Dragons to want to be in that Hall of Honor and to work hard to try to get there and let them see what that's all about.
Playoff game 1, Friday night, Dragon Stadium, 7 o'clock against Louisville. Need a big turnout for that one.
Absolutely.
Fans need to get out there.
Yes, sir.
Is it too early to talk about a potential round 2? Or?
Well, the old saying, we're going to take care of one thing at a time, but it's important that we take care of this week, and then as we move into the next week, we'll
beat everyone.
We'll have some shirts out, that's for sure.
But as far as the venue, do you want to go there?
We'll just wait on that.
We'll
How
wait
about
on
that?
Okay. Well, that's a teaser. He's got us ready. And
stay tuned.
Yeah, that's radio. But it's going to be good. I'll tell you that. I've got a little birdie told me. So, anyway, yeah, it'll be good coming up. Well, Steve, thanks so much. And Wendy, thank you for coming out as well. You got the Dragon Den going on, and the athletic director, man, what an amazing program we have here in Southlake that brings you things like Dragon Athletics Live.
Yes, sir.
How about that? Next one will be coming up on December the 11th, and you can hear it on the Dragon Sports app. You can also hear it on the DragonSportsNetwork.com if you want to go online for that. And, of course, it's brought to you by Southlake Style, Patriot Mobile, DX Electric Company, Tommy Pennington Group, Compass Real Estate, and Hearst Autoplex, all of these proud sponsors of the Dragon Athletics Live program. So, without further ado, I guess we'll say thank you very much for being out here tonight. It has been a good one. We've talked football, we've talked volleyball, we've talked cross country, and we've talked tennis. And that is program number 1 in the book. So for everyone who's been a part of it, thanks to the Feedstore and Michael Favors, thank you for being with us. Chuck Kelly saying so long from Southlake, and go Dragons.
DX Electric, Patriot Mobile, and Dragon Pride, powered by Southlake Style. Dragon Athletics Live is a production of the Carroll Athletic Booster Club. Thanks for joining us, and go Dragons!